Pero sir,
No?
let me ask you, not as Isko's campaign manager, pero as a campaign strategist in general. Kumbaga, take a step back and look at it from the campaign strategy point of view. Sara Duterte was hitting very, very good numbers, and yet she agreed to go for vice. Does that make sense to you? And what could have triggered that? What are the elements that could have triggered that? Again, from a campaign strategist point of view.
Well, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, no? Especially since her father is president of the Philippines. Kung basta meron kang advantage na the incumbent is your father, no? So that really doesn't make sense. But then again, we don't know kasi nga una pinustura si Senator Bongo na pang vice presidente, and the scuttlebutt is hindi sila magkasundo ni Senator Bongo. Kaya baka yun ang dahilan kung bakit siya tumakbong vice president. And all of a sudden, binaliktad naman ni Presidente Duterte at si Bong ang pinatakbong presidente. So is it calculated? I don't really think so, no? Dahil mukhang yung pinakita ni Presidente na demeanor afterwards, no, after learning that she was running for vice president, mukhang totoong may sama siya ng loob.
You mean she could have just decided to run for vice because Bongo was running for vice as well? At least at that time?
Or merong mga nag-pull ng strings na nalito siya in the process, no?
Yeah,
that is a possibility.
yeah. Speaking of pulling strings, what do you make of the role of former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo over the past 3 days?
Well, ang balita ko, she was trying to broker a marriage, a political marriage between Bongbong and Inday Sara, no? And whether she was trying to broker it the way she wanted it, which was possibly Sara and Bongbong, no? And nabaliktad, I really do not know at this point in time kung pati siya nagkamali ng diskarte.
Yeah, I've seen some speculations and some theories on that side, but towards that direction. Pero what I couldn't make sense of in that particular hypothesis is kung totoong there was another arrangement, another permutation, and there's only one other permutation between a Marcos Duterte tandem at hindi natuloy, why would Sara continue to play along kung hindi nasunod yung original na usapan?
We have to understand that while Mayor Inday Sara has been in politics for a long time, she has been basically a local politician. She may not necessarily know how wily the puppeteers in this political puppeteers in this country can be, no? And in the case of Ferdinand Marcos Jr., when he saw that his numbers zoomed after removing the name of Sara in the equation, no? Miski naman ako yung nasa kanyang lugar, bakit naman ako bibigay pa? Bakit pa naman ako magi-slide down to vice president? So nagkaroon ng test of wills, mukhang nag-blink yung isa.
Yeah,
Didn't she know this before she jumped into it? And I mean, and you cannot call her naman a neophyte when it comes to politics. I mean, let's remember that she was the one who spearheaded the Grand Slam of Hukong in 2019. I mean, we know her to, well, at least people surmise that she was behind that term sharing between Cayetano and Velasco. You know, meron siyang mga kinakampihan. In other words, she knows how to play that game. So it's a surprise now that she seems to have been the one to borrow some analysts' words, no? To have been thrown under the bus, parang ganun daw. Do you think that that's an accurate description of what happened to her here na siya yung nawalan bigla ng paglalagyan?
Well, mahirap define kung ano talaga nangyari, no? Because we really do not know what, you know. For one thing, mukhang inamin naman ni Presidente Duterte na hindi sila nag-uusap ng kanyang anak, no? Na si Mayor Inday Sara about politics, no? So, posibleng hindi niya na-guide si Mayor Inday Sara dun sa, yun nga, yung mga surprises dito na pinupull ng iba't ibang mga players, no? So pwedeng gano'n na nangyari.
Yeah, Mr. Banayo, President Duterte has also filed for senator. You'd have to presume the malakas ang chances niya doon. But outside of himself, Bongo is not figuring at all. He may even be dismissed as not really a major player in the presidency. Sara Duterte will run up against Tito Soto, who is now running at 44% in the surveys. And so he's the leading and favorite candidate at this point. And then Davao is now the one running for mayor is Baste. And as Earl Moreno has kept saying here, they stand a really big chance that they could actually lose Davao. How much is at stake, and how much did the Dutertes put at risk, given how all the chips fell today?
Well, I don't really think Davao will go to the opponent of Baste, no. No matter how newbie we might call Baste, I think the political machinery of the Dutertes is quite strong and quite intact in Davao, no. So palagay ko hindi in danger yung yung Davao, no. But really to leave Davao for the vice presidency, to me is a puzzle. In the same way that when people were saying na baka dapat si Isko mag-vice president, to me it would have been absolutely stupid, so to speak, for Isko, who's mayor of the city of Manila, to risk, for the vice presidency. It's the presidency or mayorship, no, ng Manila, no.
Your thoughts on everything that transpired from Friday to today?
Nalilito rin, pareho ninyo. Can't seem to grasp what's happening, no? Noong Sabado, akala natin tatakbo si Presidente na Vice Presidente ni Bongo. Pero ngayon, senador na, no? So, I really don't know what's happening. No, hindi naman ako insider sa palasyo, so I really don't know what triggered all of these.
But for the longest time, we were all going along what everybody was saying. Scripted naman lahat yan eh. Parang kalkulado na lahat ng ano. But then in the past few days, people got the sense na ano pa to? Parang walang Viber group, parang ang gulo. Which sa kayo kumikiling? Was it all calculated until the final movements, or mas kikiling kayo sa hindi, parang may gulo talaga eh?
Or was it damage control or orchestrated?
Mukhang hindi orchestrated eh. No, dun sa interviews ni Presidente, mukhang talagang hindi niya nagustuhan na si Mayor Inday Sara ay pumayag na mag-vice presidente lamang, no? Ibig sabihin, tama rin naman siya, mas mataas siya sa survey bago mag-October 15, bakit siya papayag na mag-vice presidente? So, yun I can understand where the president is coming from, no?